What are we talking about?
Right and wrong.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Whoa.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Whoa.
Come on, man. What are we talking about?
Right and wrong.
Welcome to a little sidebar session of the Right and Wrong Show. This is the show where we try to wake up the woke by talking common sense about the issues of the day. Isn't that right, my man Juicebox?
That is correct.
Yes, it is. And I called it a sidebar session because I'm not giving you guys a full episode today. I know. Don't get mad at me. Don't get too mad. Blame it on the Juicebox over there. He came and visited me over the glorious Labor Day weekend, and we kind of roughed it up a little bit too much. Put some strain on the old vocal cords here. I have a problem when we're in crowds, when we're gathered around, when we have a lot of people, of trying not to talk louder than everybody else around me. So
I'm having difficulty controlling the volume of my voice.
It ends up scratching up the throat a little bit. Hope you don't hear it too much here. I'm just kidding on that part. I was over-exaggerating. But that, in a combination of the extra holiday, gave us a little bit, put us a little bit behind the eight ball prepping for this week's episode. So I'll take full responsibility for slacking in that department a little bit. There's been a ton of stuff that's gone on, so got to figure out what the best things are to talk to you guys about. Obviously, we need to cover that whole dun 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 Biden speech last week when he was out there trying to be a villain in a Star Wars movie for us, telling us that half the country are semi-fascists and we're the problem, all that stuff. So we'll bring you a lot of content on that. We have millions of videos to go through to figure out which ones are going to be right, which ones are going to be wrong. And there's just, there's some work to be done. So we will get on that, I promise you. But I did want to give you guys a little bit of something just to hold you over until then. Juice, you got anything to say to the people today?
I believe that together we can make America great again. And with your help, your heart, your devotion, and your efforts, we can build a community of hope that will inspire the world. God bless you, and thank you very much.
Always coming through clutch over there, my man. I love it. Well, I'm not going to classify this as a right or a wrong. I'm just going to play a little clip for you and let you guys use your brilliant minds out there and decide which category to put this in. It's a wrong. We found this clip of a law enforcement officer telling you what the consequences of this, one of these far left policies is going to be. So why don't you have a little bit of a listen here and shake your head along with it, just like I'm going to be doing.
As of January 1st, 2023, the following things will go into effect, and people need to be aware of this. It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They could almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them. It denies victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners. Officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or your businesses. Someone could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket. You have to decide what level of force is required to remove them and whether or not it's legal. This is a massive threat to the residents of Orland Park, Cook County, and Illinois.
Wow. Yep. That's where the world is coming to. The United States under leftism. The rule of the progressives. This is absolutely ridiculous. So I just told you, Juice came by. Him and his family visited. He brought the Fricks with him. We had Emma, Lexi, and Kai over there tick-tocking up a storm for us. And they could have come home after the weekend away, had someone squatting in their shed, and they wouldn't be able to do anything about it. Ridiculous. I mean, they would have been able to do something about it because they live in the great state of Georgia. But you get what I mean there. Like, are you kidding me with this? And I believe to me that this is important. Like this one rings true right now when we have the big case going on, the big story about the woman who got kidnapped while she was out there jogging by the guy who was released early on parole. And we have that spree going on, the stabbing spree up there in, I think it was Canada, right? I'm like, it's hard to keep track of all these stories. I'm telling you, I'm off my game a little bit, but the leniency we show towards criminals and just people on the wrong side of the law in general is absolutely absurd. It's gotten ridiculous. I mean, everyone wants to talk about the over-incarceration problem. I think it's the exact opposite. We have an under-incarceration problem. Put more people in jail for longer. Enough of these early paroles. You cut a plea bargaining deal, you should not be able to be released early from that deal. Whatever it may be. Mandatory sentencing. Get it all going again. Bring back the psych wards, too, while we're at it. I want people locked up in insane asylums. Arkham Asylum. Come on, baby. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Speaking of Canada up there, can somebody grab the Canadian cowboy from a few weeks ago? Maybe get him to go knock on Turd Boy's door and remind him that COVID's done. It's over. Forgotten about. Move on from it. Can't keep clutching to it. But the tool up there running things in Canada wants to scare all his people into complying some more. And he's threatening restrictions again coming up this winter if they can't get to 85 to 90% compliant with their vaccination status. F off, Turd Boy. Why don't you hear what he had to say?
If we are able to hit that 80, 85, 90% of Canadians up to date in their vaccinations, we'll have a much better winter with much less need for the kinds of restrictions and rules that were so problematic for everyone over the past years. But every step of the way, government's responsibility is to keep people safe, to prevent our healthcare systems from getting overwhelmed. And that's where individuals choosing to make sure they're up to date in their vaccinations with these new vaccines is going to help us all get through it and keep life open and free the way we want it to be.
Turd Boy. That guy's such a loser. Why does he talk so breathy like that, too? We gotta, and we need to get everybody up there and get them all vaccinated. It's about vaccination status, and once we get all up there, we'll be able to help people out, get a boot and out, in back out about into Canada. Ugh, can't stand that guy. He's like the version, and I'm sorry, you guys might make fun of me for it, but I'm a guilty pleasure fan of the movie Love Actually. Me and Ashley love watching that one around Christmas time every year. And I get it. Maybe I deserve a wedgie for that one or something, but this guy, Turd Boy up there in Canada, he's like a real life version of the Hugh Grant character in that movie. That's who I think he models himself after. I can't stand him. And we know the Canadian cowboy can't stand him either. But, all right. Now I've taken up too much of your time here. I just wanted to give you guys just a little check-in. Let you know, have no fear, have no worry. We'll come back next week with a nice, long, full episode. This was just a little bit of a snippet. Give you a little something to get through the weekend. And, oh yeah, before I close things out, I have been getting hounded, and the fans have been dying and asking for the shout-outs to come back. I used to do these all the time early on in the right and wrong days. But, yeah, I kind of stopped doing them a little bit, but back by popular demand, I guess we'll send some away out there. Right off the bat, I failed to mention a couple weeks ago that my cousin, her name is my cousin Bonnie, got married to her dear husband, Chris. They're huge fans of the show. Right from the jump, they were in there on board. Some of my first fans, I guess you would say, but they got married. Beautiful ceremony from what I saw. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make the trek back up north with just coming down here to South Carolina. The timing was thrown off, at least on my end. So I missed out on what looked like an awesome, awesome day. Hope they had an awesome shout without me around. She was rocking the cowgirl hat the whole time, having a blast. It looked great. So congratulations, Bonnie and Chris, for the wedding, for the marriage vows. Hopefully creating a nice center-right conservative family after taking the vows. We also need to give a shout out over there to Tiffany, Taylor, and James for being some big fans too. We'll have to get on a magazine one day with those people. Who else is out there? We got Aaron's mom down there in North Carolina. That's a fan. Just reached out, trying to give me some material too, which is awesome. That's always appreciated to everybody out there, especially you, Pa B. We know you're still there. But if you guys ever got tips or scoops or anything like that for us here on the Right and Wrong Show, you can send us an email at rightandwrong617@gmail.com, and we would love to get to that stuff. I already mentioned my 3 favorite fricks over there. They were looking for some shout-outs. Who else? Oh, the accountant, Mr. Jaworski. Oh, yeah. I don't think I've ever given him a shout-out. He is de facto #1 fan. He's more of a fan than my mom, my dad, my wife. He might be even more of a fan than Juicebox over there.
Bro.
He's a great conservative father, husband, and professional out there in the workforce, fighting the woke every day. So keep up the good work there, Jorsk. Johnny Onion Seed, he's always following along. Might bust his chops from time to time, but he's a loyal listener. P.O. Joe in the house, maybe from time to time. I don't know if he even knows how to download the episodes, but and we all know Bass. I'm always throwing his name around. So, guys, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it, and let's keep this thing going, okay? Share it with your friends. Spread it around on the social medias. Sign up for, subscribe to the YouTube page. Subscribe to Apple, Spotify, wherever you hear us. And Juice is even trying to talk people into playing the show on their device and walking away if they've already listened, just to get the algorithm going a little bit more for us. I don't know if I can get on board with that, but you didn't hear that from me. You might have heard that from the Truth Box over there, huh?
Let's go.
All right. Well, I guess that's all we got for today. Like I said, we will be back next week with a nice, strong, full-length episode. And I got nothing else other than that. So thanks for having me. The Right and Wrong Show is produced by Juice. Executive producer, Juice. Audio mixer is Juice. Hair by Skull Shavers. Wardrobe and makeup by Ashley Ruka. Right and Wrong song created by Juice. The Right and Wrong Show is copyright 2022 from Brian Ruka.